A lot of people have lost their identity, not because they want to, but because of the situation and circumstance that they find themselves in. A lot of people have lost their sense of functioning, their sense of identification. And this can be related to the fact that maybe they're in a toxic relationship, or maybe they have gone through some struggles or issues in life that has shaped their mindset and their thinking, and they have actually lost who their true selves are. They know that they are still someone, but they just can't understand themselves anymore. It's like when you say you have lost your self personality, like you don't know who you are anymore. You feel like you're in a box. You feel like you're a prison. You know, the prison, like in a prison of 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 the mind. You feel like you cannot move further. You feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're not growing, you're not developing. You feel like you're just stagnant and you're not moving forward and you're not moving backward. This can be as a result of your state of mind because of the situation that you find yourself in. You know, there's so many situations I could go on, but for the purpose of this video and so many videos that are going to come, we're going to be focusing on healing. My main focus is going to be on healing from past trauma, healing from things that have caused you pain, that have caused you disappointments, that has caused you struggles, that has given you, a situation whereby it's hard for you to trust, or even hard for you to even identify exactly who you are anymore. The feeling where you have lost your total being, when you can't even understand your whole entire personality anymore. Now, for the purpose of this video, like I said, it's going to be on healing, where we're going to be focusing on how to move forward, not talking about what happened in the past. We could refer to what happened in the past, but we're not going to magnify it and dwell in it. We could only use it as a point of reference of our past errors, our past experiences, our past mistakes, our past pain, our past struggle. And for some people, it may not just be something that happened in the past. It may be something that is still happening in the present. Something that had happened in the past, but yet is still very much in the present. So it's all what we're going to be working on together. Now, speaking from experience, when it comes to trauma, I understand exactly how it feels. I can tell you from my own experience, it made me feel sick, it made me feel stuck, it made me feel bitter, it made me feel angry and very resentful. But staying in that moment is not the best idea. The most important thing is to see how you can navigate your way slowly, gradually through that situation, so that you can find yourself and identify yourself and move on in life. I mean, that is the whole idea why God created us. God created us for a purpose, to identify who we are in Him, in Christ Jesus, and to fulfill our life assignment. But most of us are in a situation whereby, or most people are in a situation whereby they are stuck because they have identification crisis. Some people don't know exactly where to start from. Some people had everything going on well for them before an event came into their life. Then after that event, everything just went south. And for some people, they must have had it going on bad for them somehow. Then maybe they now had hope, it became good. All of a sudden they went back again. And this time around, it even went deeper, and they fell deeper, worse than they were before they started. So different people have different stories of life, and of pain, and of struggle, and of disappointments. But the most important thing is not to stay in it. The most important thing is to move forward. Because I'm going to tell you a secret. You see, pain, struggle, trauma, disappointments, heartache, all these things, they steal from you. I know it's hard sometimes not to feel the results of what this brings to you. You know, when you remember what was done to you, especially when it comes to things like abuse, or where you are going through brokenness, where your spirit has been broken, it's hard not to say, it's hard to say, I don't want to think about it, I'll just, it's not easy to move on, because it's something that dwells in your mind, in your memory, and it keeps singing the same song. You keep hearing that voice telling you you're not enough, or reminding you of the horrible things that happened at a specific event or time, you know. But it's not advisable to dwell in that circumstance. So the first thing we need to do, or you need to do, is to decide that yes, I may be going through a problem right now, but I need to move on. So decide in your heart, decide in your mind that it's time for you to move forward. Decide, be intentional that I need to move forward. I need to help myself to move forward. I cannot stay like this forever. Because for some people, I mean, they've been there in that same situation for months, for years, for decades. But if you ask yourself, for the past years or decades that you've been dwelling in that same situation, what have you really gained? You find out that you don't really have much to say. You don't really have much to write about, because staying in that situation that holds you down does not give you the opportunity to move forward. The only way you can move forward in life and grow is when you break yourself off those strongholds, break yourself off that energy that holds you down, that negative energy. So the first thing we're going to be talking about, let's talk about identity. Identity is very important. Now, one thing you should remember is this: you were made for a purpose. Your identity is in Christ. And Christ said he has made you for a purpose. We were created in God's image to glorify God and to live a purpose, to have an assignment. God has put greatness in us. The Bible says, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. Jeremiah 29:11 says that the plan God has for us is of good and not for evil, to give us an expected end. God has great plans for us. God has made us for a purpose. Have that behind your mind. That is your identity. Any identity that you're holding on to that does not align with what I just said is a false identity. The identity that you have in Christ is your identity. So once you are able to identify that identity, hold on to that identity, then let's go to step 2. Step 2 is to start looking for how you can grow and develop yourself. That is the step 2. Now, that is a very wide topic, because first it starts from you, like I said, realizing that you don't want to stay in that dark space anymore. You don't want to stay in that dark box anymore where you are stuck. You want to move out of it. You want to move past it. So first you have to identify, who are you? Who am I? Who am I? I am made in Christ's image. I am made to be great. I am made for a purpose. I have a function. I have a reason to be alive. I'm not just a nobody. I am a somebody. I am here to help myself and also to help people. So those are the things you know, words of affirmation. I know, like I said, it's hard, but for you to start this, you can start by seeking for help first, because honestly speaking, there are some situations that are so deep you cannot heal by yourself. You need help. You need a professional help. Could be a counselor, could be a therapist, it could be your spiritual pastor, friends or relatives that are after your well-being. It could be a support group, someone that, or a group of people that you know are after your greatness, after your success. Not people that tear you down, not people that look down on you, not people that bring out the worst out of you. No, people that see greatness in you even when you don't see it. Those are the people you should start by associating yourself with. That is stage 1 of healing. first thing to do, like I said, accept that your identification has been stolen. That is why you're in a dark place. You don't know yourself anymore. So when you have accepted that your identification has been stolen, you have to change it and turn it around that, okay, I accept that this is my situation, but I want to move past it. So then you have to move past that situation and take back what belongs to you. Take back your identity. Healing is very important before you start any kind of journey in life. If you are in a situation of a mind that is not balanced, you may not be able to do anything in life. No matter how you try to work things out in any area of life, you may not be successful, because your mental health is very important. So once you have identified that you need healing, get professional help. Get a therapist, get a counselor, your pastor, support group, friends, family, people that you know are after the best of your interest. That is where you start from. That is the first stage. Once you've done that, then you can now move on to the second stage, which we're going to be discussing in our next video. The second stage would be how to start growing yourself, because growing yourself out of where you were before to a new place is actually what starts giving you that positive growth. Start bringing you out from that dark place into the light, to see who you are, what you are made up of, and what you carry. But that's going to be the next step. We're going to be talking more about it in the next video. But for this time that we just had this conversation right now, hold on to the fact that you have to identify your identity. You have to check yourself. You have to put yourself back on track. Don't let the enemy hold you down. Don't let the enemy steal from you. He has stolen from you enough. Enough is enough. It's time to move on. It's time to start on a new page. It's time to identify and discover the real you. You don't want to stay and end like this. I know if you look deep in your heart, you will see that there's this passion, there's this desire to be who you want yourself to be. There's a picture of yourself you see every time, which is a beautiful picture of who God has created you to be. But because of the circumstances and situations around you, it's hard for you to, go past where you are to be where you want to be. There's a saying that said that where you are now and where you want to be is being held back, or is being is being blocked by a bridge. So you have to cross that bridge, and that bridge is what we're talking about now, because where you are and where you want to be, there's a bridge. So we have to cross that bridge, but crossing that bridge may not be easy. We need to walk step by step on how to cross that bridge. So eventually we get to the other side, where we'll blossom and we'll be made whole entirely. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a blessed day.